This call is being recorded.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
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 Okay. I'm going to ask for the freeholders, if you make a motion or a second, would you give us your name after you make that motion so we know who to note that it is? Okay, I'm going to begin now. Due to public health issues arising from the coronavirus situation, Sussex County Board of Freeholders are meeting today, Wednesday, March 25th at 6 p.m., and will handle county government business remotely via this conference call. County residents were invited to listen and will have an opportunity to make comments by calling 973-310-7191. So at this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Could I have a roll call?
Freeholder Fantasia.
Here.
Freeholder Fasano.
Here.
Freeholder Hertzberg.
Here.
Freeholder Director Patillo.
Here.
Freeholder Yardley.
Here.
Okay. Would you please stand with us for a moment of silence and a salute to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America,
to the republic for which
it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice as defined by Section 3D of Chapter 231, PL 1975, has been made by regular mail, such notice being submitted on January 3rd, 2020 from the Administrative Center of the County of Sussex, located at 1 Spring Street, Newton, the following: New Jersey Herald, New Jersey Sunday Herald, the Star Ledger, WSUS Radio, and WNJ, and is also posted on the bulletin board maintained in the Administrative Center for Public Announcements, and has been submitted to the clerk in compliance with said act. Could I please have a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved, Fantasia. And can I also ask that everybody mute their line when they're not speaking, because there is so much background noise that I'm having difficulty hearing.
Okay.
Seconded,
Hertzberg.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay. Number 6 are proclamations, certificates, presentations, and proclamations. We only have one, and that's recognizing March as Red Cross Month, and I'm going to read the proclamation. Whereas more than 139 years ago, the American Red Cross was established as a humanitarian organization guided by 7 fundamental principles, including humanity, impartiality, and independence, to provide services to those in need regardless of race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, or citizenship status. Today, the American Red Cross is one of the largest humanitarian organizations in the world and delivers its mission every day to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of emergencies. And whereas every year, the American Red Cross responds to an average of more than 62,000 disasters across the country, from small home fires to devastating massive disasters. Last year's large crisis included mudslides in California, wildfires in Colorado and California, destructive hurricanes in Florida and the Carolinas, and a devastating typhoon in U.S. territories. Thousands of American Red Cross volunteers provided around-the-clock shelter for disaster victims, served millions of meals and snacks with partners, and distributed millions of relief items. And whereas in New Jersey, the Red Cross has a long history of helping our neighbors in need. The Red Cross New Jersey region assisted with 821 local disasters in the past year alone, and helped save lives through our Home Fire campaign. Since the campaign launched in October 2014, the New Jersey region has worked with community partners to install more than 41,000 smoke alarms. Meanwhile, in our area, the Red Cross handles an average of 7,233 emergency military calls every year and collects an average of 94,708 units of blood from our generous blood donors. And whereas March is Red Cross Month, a special time to recognize and thank the Red Cross volunteers and donors who give up their time and resources to help members of the community. The Red Cross depends on these local heroes to deliver help and hope during a disaster. We applaud our heroes here in New Jersey who give of themselves to assist their neighbors when they need a helping hand. And whereas the American Red Cross shelters feeds and provides emotional support to victims of disasters, supplies about 40% of the nation's blood, teaches skills that save lives, provides international humanitarian aid, and supports military members and their families. And whereas we dedicate the month of March to all those who support the American Red Cross mission to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of emergencies. Our community depends on the American Red Cross, which relies on volunteers and the generosity of the public to perform its mission. Now, therefore, be it resolved, we, the Board of Chosen Freeholders of Sussex County, by virtue of the authority vested in us by the Constitution and laws of Sussex County and New Jersey, do hereby proclaim March 2020 as Red Cross Month. We encourage all Americans to support this organization and its noble humanitarian mission. By order of the Board of Chosen Freeholders, Sylvia Patillo, Freeholder Director, Dawn Fantasia, Freeholder Deputy Director, Anthony Fasano, Josh Hertzberg, and Herb Yardley, Freeholder. Before I end, I just want to thank the American Red Cross for all they did when we had the Sandy situation in Apacon. They came in, they were phenomenal in their organizational skills and all of the volunteers that came across the United States. And I just want to thank them for all that they do. They are always there, and they're always so helpful when anyone is in need. So could I please have a motion to adopt the proclamation?
I'll make the motion, Herb Yardley.
A second?
Hertzberg, second the motion.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Number 7 is public hearings. We do not have any this evening. Number 8 is a public session from the floor. Comments are limited to 3 minutes or less and must only address issues regarding the agenda items. We're going to ask that if one at a time the members of the public that are on this call would state your name and municipality so the clerk can create a roster, and then she would call each one of you one at a time in order. So if you want to speak on the agenda, could you just give us your name and municipality one at a time? Now? Okay, not hearing anyone. We didn't make a motion. Let's make a motion to open it to the floor for public comment, please.
Herb Yardley.
Second?
Fantasia,
Hertzberg.
second.
Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That would like to speak from any resident or anyone that would like to speak on this that's on this call? Okay, not hearing any. Let's have a motion to close the floor for public comment.
Hertzberg, motions to close.
Fantasia, second.
Okay, thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay.
Aye.
Number 9 are freeholder comments, and I'm going to begin with Anthony Fasano.
Thank you, Sylvia, and I understand that this is quite a unique meeting, and we do have a lot to get to tonight. There'll be plenty of updates tonight, but I did want to, say I appreciate everybody who made the effort to make this call actually happen, and to make this meeting actually happen relatively seamlessly. And then, of course, everybody on this call for taking the time to be a part of it. And I'd be remiss at this point if I did not thank the countless number of people who at this point in time are helping Sussex County deal with a situation that the entire state is facing, our entire country is facing, and seeing the work being done at the ground level, which I know will be talked about tonight, was really fascinating to see. So we're all in this together. We'll get through it together, and I'm looking forward to a day that this returns to normal. So thank you.
Okay. Josh Hertzberg?
Yes, I'm going to also reiterate some of the things Freeholder Fasano said. I mean, I happen to be work in two different industries where the workers are considered essential and are on the front lines right now. My guys at the port who are working day in and day out to keep the economy going, and our workers here in the county who are literally on the front lines of dealing with the public and a lot of other things that they have to. And I want to say to them, thank you. I know it's a lot of stress. There's a lot of people really worried about not only themselves and their families, and the county and the freeholders are working hard to come up with policies that make sense and that can keep us continuing our mission to keep the public safe and healthy, and also keep the employees safe and healthy. And it's a work in progress, but we're here for them, and we're trying to come up with the best solutions to keep both going. So to everyone out there who's continuing to work hard to keep our country moving forward, I want to thank them. Medical industry, police, fire, EMT, government workers, like I said, my guys at the port, all of them out there, thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, not to interrupt. I received a message just now, a digital message from a resident who said they are trying to call into the meeting and they are hearing music only. So I don't know I don't know why that would be happening, but I just wanted to pass that along to whoever's routing the calls as they come in. There's an individual trying to call, and when they call, they just hear music.
This is Thor. Can you please verify the number that the resident is calling is 973-310-7191.
Can I go on? Okay, we're going to go on, Dawn, if you're handling that. Herb Yardley?
There's been some experience, I think, for everyone in the country, Sussex County. And I can understand.
Freeholder Yardley has to speak up.
Oh,
Over here.
okay, I'm sorry. My heart goes out to everybody in the county, country, having to go through this, something that we've never experienced before. I'd like to thank all of those people that are essential, that are working on our behalf, helping. And I just pray that we find a solution that will remedy the conditions that we find ourselves in. And God bless America.
Thank you. Dawn Santation?
Thank you. Let me just pull my notes up here. Yes, she is going to try dialing in again, so I apologize for my delay here.
Okay.
I just want to make sure everybody that, would want to speak could. So I just have a few things to speak about this evening. First, I want to thank specifically a few people, Carol Navarrete, of course, in the health department, Jim McDonald, Mike Strada in the OEM office, our administrator, Greg, and all of our employees in HR and personnel. They're really working overtime, and all of our essential services as well, all the department heads and all of our employees that have been deemed essential. This is such an unprecedented event for any of us, and it certainly doesn't come with an instruction manual. And as you know, as the governor issues directives each day, sometimes we have to make game day decisions as they come. So everybody's been extraordinarily flexible in a very, very tense time. So I just wanted to offer my thanks to our team. So I just want to give you a little background as to where we are in the county. Obviously, people are frightened about the coronavirus. So the county employs an emergency preparedness team. So this team has knowledge and education and training to respond to this health emergency. The team had been working for weeks to prepare for this coronavirus event as we knew it was on its way. They work closely with the New Jersey Department of Health and the CDC to provide us with the most updated information and to give an appropriate response to the event. I'm very impressed by the team's performance. They're doing the right things. They're flexible and responsible, and they're very, very responsive in a situation that's fluid and changing. The county's highest priority is clearly the health and safety of the residents and the senior citizens we serve. You know, we have to remember all of the issues and all of the services that we offered before the coronavirus are still there, and they don't disappear because of the coronavirus. So I'll give you an example. An important step to help prevent the spread of coronavirus was to protect the senior citizens and suspend the congregate nutrition program. And that was effective as of Monday, March 16th. Each of the nutrition sites identified the seniors who attended the program to obtain their daily nutrition needs, and now they're receiving their meals at home via Meals on Wheels. The home-delivered week and daily meals continue to operate. Senior Services works closely with Newton Medical Center. That is the facility that prepares the meals, and Catholic Charities, Catholic Family and Community Services, who delivers the meals. So thank you again to those individuals and the volunteers who ensure that the seniors are taken care of. There have been many questions about continuing the food bags and benefits provided through social services. So social services is a very critical, essential service that in no way stops. If anything, it becomes more stressful for them. They're currently open from 8:30 to 4:30, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. to distribute food from the pantry. They're not currently seeing clients in the office, but residents can call 973-383-3600 during normal business hours to speak with a staff member. Individuals can always apply for benefits online at www.njhelps.org. And if an individual does not have access to the internet, social services can mail out a paper application. So as of right now, all homelessness prevention and emergency overnight housing services are being provided. SNAP recipients due to be recertified in March or April will continue to receive those SNAP benefits, and they'll be recertified at some point in the future once this crisis has abated. The Work First New Jersey cash assistance clients who are due for case reviews in March or April will automatically receive a 60-day extension, and these individuals do not need to come in physically to the office. And the best way I can navigate anybody is to visit the county website, which is www.sussex.nj.us. It has information regarding all of the social service programs, as well as Sussex County Human Services resources. If there's any changes, they're always posted immediately on the county website, and we push it out via that way. If you have any questions, please give a call. It's a small group of people, but they're always there to help. And then obviously the big question of the hour is always, where do we get tested? And nationally and globally, tests are in high demand, the actual physical, tangible test itself. If we've been watching what's been happening in Bergen County, we know that at Bergen County College, they had opened up the drive-through site with people camping out the night before, with the test site being shut down within 15 minutes of opening because it reached capacity. And they were very generous in staying open to residents, not just from Bergen County. Passaic County took a bit of a different model. They made their tests restrictive to just Passaic County residents. So I have not checked in to see how that has developed, to be honest with you, but I would imagine that the numbers would have to be less if they're not accepting out-of-county individuals. So, as we see our numbers going up, hopefully we will be getting more tests in, and I think the numbers that are reflected are really indicative of the fact that we are receiving more testing supplies and we are able to test more individuals. But again, I can't stress enough, individuals who just might be concerned and say, maybe was I exposed to somebody? Should I get tested? Those are not the individuals that should be using those really precious items right now as we await more items to arrive. So obviously the symptoms of coronavirus, most of us are well aware of: dry cough, fever, shortness of breath. If you have any of those symptoms, you're asked to self-quarantine and directly call your physician, your healthcare provider. Now, if you develop emergency warning signs for COVID-19, you're asked to get medical attention immediately. Some of those signs are trouble breathing, persistent pain or pressure in your chest, confusion or inability to wake up, bluish lips or your face. So contact, obviously, 911 in that situation. You would need immediate medical care. So again, we just ask if somebody has, for lack of a better term, a case of the sniffles, that they, have confidence in their own ability to monitor how ill they are, to maintain, taking their temperature. That's what we ask for. Also, we've had an absolutely phenomenal response from residents and companies and schools to step up and really get some of this PPE equipment that our hospitals and our medical providers need. I've referred individuals who have, maybe a box of masks in their garage who contacted me, all the way up through to individuals who were in the science field who were developing some type of sanitizing equipment, perhaps, that could be used in our administrator was kind enough to pass the information to the Office of Emergency Management and give us a contact for Atlantic Health directly so they can communicate. So, in times of crisis, people are absolutely stepping up, and I'm really proud of our residents. I want to thank everybody who has contacted me or contacted anybody to help donate this PPE equipment. And, last, I just want to leave you with a thought that, all jokes aside, we know on social media there's a lot of joking and lightheartedness just to try to keep everybody's spirits up, but this is not easy. Through this entire process, it's a high-stress time. We have students trying to acclimate to their schools, parents who are trying to work from home, trying to help their kids with schoolwork as well. We have essential employees, healthcare workers, first responders who are the real MVPs in the situation. We have teachers teaching from home. We have some of people who might be older in age, pre-existing health conditions, who are really concerned about their pre-existing medical conditions. So this is a very, very high-stress time. Financially, it's crippling. But, even greater than that, the thought of maybe losing someone you love or falling ill and not being able to take care of yourself or the people that you're responsible for really does create stress. Many people live alone, and distancing can be mentally crippling and cause a lot of grief and loneliness and anxiety. But I just want to say that we might be physically distanced, but we're not socially distanced. When we talk about social media and electronic communication, some people love it and some people hate it, but it's not going anywhere. And it's helped many people bridge the gap and to get information and stay connected. To my end, I've really amped up my presence in those arenas, both on our freeholder pages and on personal pages, to try to get out the most accurate information to the residents as much as possible. News, videos, resources, and then a healthy side of silly things that hopefully make people smile and forget, for just a minute. So I just want to point out something New Jersey has done. They've activated the warm line, which is 211, which anyone can call if they feel like they need a little bit of mental support and help through this. And I ask that everybody just please take the time to reach out to somebody might be alone, might be a neighbor, might be a coworker, a family member, or a friend. Those times alone can really be desolate, and it's really helpful when somebody does reach out to you. And just know that this is temporary. This is not permanent. So I just hope that everybody follows the social distancing directives that the governor has released, and I want everybody to stay healthy and safe. And thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank Terry Lyons, our clerk, and Thor Carlson, our IT, for getting this organized so that we could have our conference call this evening. I'd also like to thank our business administrator, Greg Puff, and our attorney, Kevin Kelly, and Carol Navrat, I know, who now is from Human Services working over at the Health Department, our Sheriff, Mike Strada, our OEM staff, our whole health division, the medical staff up at the hospital, and all of our first responders. But I also want to thank our residents who are practicing social distancing, and as Dawn had just mentioned, reaching out and helping others and caring for people in your area, family and friends. I just want to thank all of you for coming together. The Freeholder Board is regularly updated about the actions being taken by our Division of Health. And the county has an emergency preparedness team dedicated to ensuring a coordinated, timely, and effective response to any public health event such as this in Sussex County. The team is comprised of a Medical Reserve Corps coordinator, a public health nurse, and a health educator risk communicator. All team members are specially trained to respond to this type of an event, and they have been preparing for the event for weeks. They are ready and they are responding. This week, the Division of Health activated members of the Medical Reserve Corps and established a hotline number for residents to call Monday through Friday between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. That hotline call center number is 973-579-9488. The county is working with all human services providers to coordinate services available in Sussex County during this event. Every day, an email is sent to the agencies providing human services to Sussex County residents, sharing the information received from other agencies who have altered their services due to this health event. There is also the ability for agencies to ask and answer any question that may arise from the information posted in the daily email. The county's transit system, Skyd and Ride, is continuing to provide service for our residents needing rides to life-sustaining services such as medical appointments and grocery stores. They are also providing rides to help our residents get to work and to get home. On Wednesday, the Public Connect bus services were suspended. However, our Skydance by Request service is operating, and anyone who needs a ride should call Transit at 973-579-0559. The Freeholder Board recognizes that many of our residents are concerned and may be experiencing feelings of fear and uncertainty about the growing number of COVID-19 cases that have been reported. We share your concerns and want to assure you that we are working diligently with our local, state, and federal partners to respond to the public health threat posed by this virus and to provide you with up-to-date information. If you believe you are exposed or have symptoms, please call your health provider or doctor. There is also a state-run website that will answer your questions about the COVID-19 virus. That website is covid19.nj.gov. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention site is www.cdc.gov. The New Jersey Department of Health site is www.nj.gov/health. And the Sussex County Division of Health for the COVID-19 webpage is sussex.nj.us/COVID-19. So there are many resources that you can go to have questions answered or to gather information that you might need. And I want to thank you all once again for working and taking care of others in our community as we go through this together. Okay, now that we've had our comments, we can move on to approval of the consent agenda. Do I have a motion, please, to approve the consent agenda? Let me just read before we do that. I'm sorry. The Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex has reviewed the consent agenda consisting of various proposed resolutions and determined that adoption of the said resolutions is in and will further the public interest. If any freeholder would like to remove an item to be considered separately, please do so now. Is there anyone that has reviewed the consent agenda and would like to remove an item? Not hearing anyone, could I have a motion, please, to move the agenda A to E?
So moved, Fantasia.
Second.
Hertzberg, seconds.
Okay, is there any discussion? A roll call vote, please.
Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo?
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley?
Yes.
Okay, approval of minutes. May I please have a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of March 11, 2020?
So moved, Fantasia.
Second, anyone?
Second.
Second, Anthony.
Okay, is there any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? No, okay. Is there a motion, please, to approve the executive session for March 11, 2020?
So moved, Fantasia.
Second, Anthony.
Okay, is there any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. Number 12 are appointments and resignations. We have none this evening. Number 13 are resolutions. Resolution A is the authorization to enter into Fourth Amendment to agreement for antenna site tower between GTP Towers I LLC and the County of Sussex. Could I please have a, hold on just a minute. Yeah, could I please have a motion to adopt that resolution?
So moved, Hertzberg.
Can I have a second?
Second,
Second,
Anthony.
Fantasia.
Okay, could I have a roll call, please, on that?
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
Okay, and the resolution B, authorizing the execution of a settlement agreement by and between, on the one hand, the County of Sussex, and on the other hand, Integrity Roofing, Inc., SR Products, a division of Simone Roofing and Sheet Metal Corps, and WB Contracting Corps, in the matter captioned as County of Sussex, the Integrity Roofing at ALS in the Superior Court of New Jersey, Law Division, Sussex County, docket number SSX-L-538-18. Could I please have a motion to move that resolution?
So moved, Hertzberg.
So moved. Second, Fantasia.
Okay, is there any discussion? Okay, a roll call, please.
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
All right, 14 is awards of contracts, change orders, and bids, and we have resolution A to G. The Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex has reviewed the award of contract, change orders, bids consisting of various proposed resolutions, and determined that adoption of the said resolutions is in and will further the public interest. May I please have a motion to approve contracts A through G?
Rev Yardley, make the motion.
I need a second.
Second, Fantasia.
Is there any discussion? A roll call vote?
No, as far as discussion on this, I see, let me see, letter E is for aerial larviciding, and I don't know if this is the appropriate time to say, but I would just ask that, can Terry please take a note so we don't forget in light of what's happening? I want to follow up regarding any funding for tick-borne illness. This just reminded me of this, and I know that kind of has fallen by the wayside. So I'm sorry to interrupt at this time if it's not the appropriate time, but I just ask that Terry make a note to please speak to me offline tomorrow about it.
That's fine. Thank you, Dawn. So I have a motion and I have a second. I have a roll call, please.
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
All right, financial, we have A, B, and C. We'll begin with A. Can I have a resolution, please, to pay the bills of March 21st, 5th, 2020?
So moved,
Make a
Fantasia.
motion, we pay the bills.
Okay, was there a first and second?
There was a
Fantasia
first by
first, Hertzberg
Freeholder
second.
Fantasia.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Can I have a roll call, please?
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
Okay. B, as a resolution authorizing emergency temporary appropriations of the 2020 operating budget for the County of Sussex. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
Okay, is there any discussion? Not hearing any. A roll call, please, Terry.
The second was by Freeholder Yardley. Roll call is Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
C is the introduction for first reading of ordinance 20-02, bond ordinance providing for various 2020 capital improvements by and in the county of Sussex, state of New Jersey, appropriating $14,811,465, therefore, including grants in the amount of $5,971,768, and authorizing $7,705,000 bonds or notes of the county of finance, part of the cost thereof. I would like a motion to adopt this ordinance on first reading and authorize the clerk to advertise this ordinance as introduced for the first reading, and also post same on the bulletin board in the lobby of the County Administrative Center, together with a notice of public hearing stating that a hearing will be held on April 22nd, 2020 at 6 p.m. prior to final adoption of this ordinance. Could I have someone move it, please?
Fantasia, so moved.
Okay. And a second?
Hertzberg, second.
Okay. Is there any discussion? A roll call, Terry, please.
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
Okay. D, we have an introduction for first reading of ordinance 20-03, bond ordinance providing for capital improvements to the Sussex County Technical School located within the county of Sussex, state of New Jersey, appropriating $895,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $895,000 bonds or notes of the county of Sussex, state of New Jersey, for financing of such appropriation. Could I please have a motion to adopt this ordinance on first reading and authorize the clerk to advertise this ordinance as introduced for first reading, and also post same on the bulletin board in the lobby of the County Administrative Center, together with a notice of public hearing stating that a hearing will be held on April 22nd, 2020 at 6 p.m. prior to final adoption of this ordinance? Could I have a motion, please?
So moved. Anthony.
Anthony, and a second?
I'll second it. Herb Yardley, second.
Is there any discussion? Okay, not hearing any. Could I have a roll call, Terry, please?
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. E is the introduction for first reading of ordinance 20-04. Bond ordinance providing for the undertaking of 2020 capital improvements at and for certain facilities of Sussex County Community College located within the county of Sussex, state of New Jersey, appropriating $2,800,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $2,800,000 in bonds or notes of the county of Sussex, state of New Jersey, for financing such appropriation, the principal of and interest on the aggregate principal amount of which will be entitled to state aid, pursuant to Chapter 12 of the Laws of New Jersey of 1971. May I please have a motion to adopt this ordinance on first reading and authorize the clerk to advertise this ordinance as introduced for first reading, and also post same on the bulletin board in the lobby of the County Administrative Center, together with a notice of public hearing stating that a hearing will be held on April 22nd, 2020 at 6 p.m. prior to final adoption of this ordinance. A motion, please.
I'll make the motion.
So
Fantasia,
moved. Anthony.
Okay, I have
I'm
heard
sorry.
Clark made the motion and Anthony made the second. Is there any discussion? Okay, roll call, Terry, please.
Freeholder Fantasia,
yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
Okay. Number F is an introduction for first reading of ordinance 20-05. Bond ordinance providing for the undertaking of a portion of the 2020 road resurfacing program by and in the County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, reappropriating excess bond proceeds in the amount of $2 million to provide for the cost thereof. I would like a motion to adopt this ordinance on first reading and authorize the clerk to advertise this ordinance as introduced for first reading and also post same on the bulletin board in the lobby of the County Administrative Center, together with a notice of public hearing stating that a hearing will be held on April 22nd, 2020 at 6 p.m. prior to final adoption of this ordinance. So would someone please make that motion?
Hertzberg, so moved.
Thank you.
Fantasia, second.
Dawn Fantasia, second. Is there any discussion? A roll call, please.
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
Okay. We're at number 16 for personnel, but there's no personnel items for this meeting. Next is our administrative report.
Yes, thank you, Director. I believe that the freeholders have done an excellent job of briefing the public that are on this call as to the status of the various services and notices that the county has put out to date. I would like to report that I have been engaged with the county's emergency preparedness team over the last several weeks in response to the pandemic. I would like to acknowledge their work as that group is out of the Division of Health and all of the Division of Health employees who have been responding at this time. In addition, I'd like to recognize the sheriff as well as the Office of Emergency Management staff who also has been engaged, and we are coordinating the county's efforts from the county's Emergency Operations Center and have been very effective in coordinating our approach and response to the situation as it unfolds. As it's been acknowledged, the situation is developing rather rapidly, and we are seeing increases in cases of COVID-19 in Sussex County. One of the areas that we've been proactive in is having regular meetings with all of the mayors from all the municipalities within the county. Most recently, we had a call on March 24th, giving an update not only as to the key events concerning the public health situation, but also providing the municipalities with the latest guidance from the state of New Jersey, the various executive orders that have been implemented by the governor, and also the legislation that has been passed by the legislature and signed into law by the governor. We do anticipate having another call with all of the mayors this Friday, the 27th. Again, as reported, working with our dedicated volunteers from the Medical Reserve Corps, we have a hotline now established during business hours that can be reached at 973-579-9488. And for any other calls that are after hours, those can be directed to the state's hotline at 800-962-1253. Again, just like to thank all of the county employees for their continued support and cooperation during this very difficult time, and to reassure the public that we have very capable public health and emergency management staff working tirelessly to address this situation as we continue to confront it here in Sussex County. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Kevin?
Yes.
Yeah, I will come up here, please.
Thanks.
So our attorney, Kevin Kelly.
Thanks. I just wanted the board to, I have two matters quick, please. I just wanted the board to know that the settlement that was approved tonight for the Cochran House litigation, is particularly due to, and the credit is due to our outside counsel. That would be Ron Ahrens, Ahrens, of the firm of Riker Danzig. They were the ones that did the bulk of the work on this, and particularly thanks to Joe Busso, who had documented all of the records and all of the reports and all of the problems with this as we went along, which when it came time years later to start this case, our records were just impeccable. And I just wanted you all to know that, hear that from me. Also, about maybe 2 or 3 days ago, with respect to the executive session for tonight, I had sent a memo asking us to cancel that because at the time, the Division of Local Government Services had advised everybody not to do it because it wasn't secure in view of the public lines. Now, I understand that we would have a secure line tonight, but I can handle the one matter by memo, and the other matter I'd like to carry anyway because it needs to be updated, and I'd like to do it at the next meeting on April 9th. So we don't need an executive session tonight, and those are the reasons why. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Is there any unfinished business? Does anyone have any unfinished business they'd like to speak about? No?
I just had, I received a message, and I think everybody would probably be well aware of this, but since I'm the liaison to the Arts and Heritage Council, they wanted to let me know that their gallery had to close because of the latest governor's executive order. So obviously, art galleries are elective businesses and, you know, places to visit. So I just wanted to make mention of that I did just receive that email.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, not hearing anything for new business, I'd like to open again for a public session from the floor. Could I have a motion to open to the public, please?
I'll make the motion.
Herb Yardley. Second?
Second.
Terry, did you get that?
No, I did not. I'm sorry.
Who made the second?
I did, Anthony.
Okay, Anthony Stato. Thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, everyone is asked to keep their comments to 3 minutes, one at a time. Members of the public will state your name and municipality for us, and then the clerk will create a roster, and then she can call each of you in order. So any public that is on our line, could you please give us your name and your municipality one by one, slowly?
Peter Knight, Frankfurt.
Peter Knight, okay. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else from the public that would like to speak?
Joe Lamone, Franklin Borough.
Okay, Joe Lamone, Franklin. Anyone else?
Laura Guantion, Stanhope.
Did you get her first name?
Laura?
Laura? Okay.
Laura, yes.
Okay, from Stanhope, thank you. Is there anyone else?
David Hamer Hodges, CWA staff representative.
David Hodges.
I'm sorry, could you please repeat your name?
It's David Hamer Hodges. I'm the CWA
okay.
1032 staff representative.
Okay, is there anyone else? Okay, not hearing any. Cherry, do you want to call them one by one?
Yes, I would like to call them. Thank you. You will be provided 3 minutes. I will give you a 1-minute warning when your time is up. The first caller I will call upon is Mr. Peter Knight from Frankfurt. Your time is starting.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Board of Freeholders, for making this possible. As a resident of the county, I just want to take the opportunity to thank the board for their agencies and departments for all the diligence and dedication that they've shown throughout the COVID-19 crisis. It, I believe, has not gone unnoticed by the public. I like to share a personal observation that I believe our citizenship have really conducted themselves in a very civil and responsible way. I've seen people offer assistance to others, whether it was in a shopping for groceries, or for even waiting on a gas line, offering to let an older person go put their car first. I'm sorry? I especially want to recognize and give thanks to Freeholder Fantasia for her efforts to push information out to the public. I imagine others have as well, but I guess I see her public or social media perhaps most often. I think the information, her efforts representing the entire board has helped give the residents in our county, in our communities, some comfort to know what's going on, and that the county is being very, very active. Finally, I want to thank all the employees.
1 minute.
To thank all the employees, especially those that are on the front line, that have given their time and efforts at personal risk. These people interact with the public, and they don't only put themselves at risk, but I imagine many, if not the great majority, have families that they go home to. So I give thanks to the families of those frontline people as well. In conclusion, I just want to say thank you to the entire board, your agencies and departments. Job really well done.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you so much.
Next caller is Joe Lamone, council member, Franklin.
Hey, thanks a lot for the the phone call here. I like the fact that you guys have this on the phone. Last night we had a council meeting in Franklin, which was like this, but I don't think we had any phone callers in from the public, which I think this is great. I know we're looking into something for like a virtual meeting for our next meeting, if that's the case, but having you all allow phone calls in, that's like really cool. I just wanted, the reason why I'm calling is because I just want to give a shout out to your health department, just giving an update for everybody, really, because that's the only way we're going to find out of what's happening with all this pandemic going on. And the OEM, I just want to say thank the health department and the OEM. And if there's anything down the road, if you guys are ever looking for beds, like aside from like Sussex Hospital, the former Sussex Hospital, I think the mayor of Franklin might have an option of a facility across from Sussex Bank on Route 23, if ever needed. We're looking into something like that. But just want to let Anthony, Josh, Sylvia, Herb, and Dawn, which was a great therapy session on her comments, because I need something like that. Very good job of taking care of regular business as usual, because of what's happening, in light. You all still got to take care of regular business, and that's like really cool that you all are handling that. Otherwise, that's it. Thank you very much, guys.
Joe, thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay, our next caller, and Laura from Stanhope, I'm going to ask you to please spell your last name for me.
Sure. Guan as in Nancy, Cion as in Nancy, E.
Thank you, Laura. Your time is now. Please start.
So I just had a couple of questions with regards to services that can be provided for our residents. I know that there's an initiative right now to have fee-for-service paid And not all those services can be paid through the state initiative, and particularly with regards to alternate things such as calling in medications and case management and psych appointments. They're not all covered right now with this new initiative that's coming out to pay. So our concern is that people who are not being seen face to face as much as possible, while we will be implementing some type of telepsych or telemed or telehealth, there's certain properties of such that won't be reimbursed for an agency to be sustainable. So we are looking into that, and we're looking into the fact that, you know, I have clients right now that are concerned that drug courts put patches on high-risk individuals that should last for 14 days, and they had another week of that, but drug court probation officer said just take them off and discard. So I'm a little concerned that those high-risk individuals are all now out willy-nilly, not being monitored, and their peers are concerned for them. And while we're all trying to implement something that can help these individuals and support them, the lack of monitoring by the judicial system is failing them right now, because that's what they need, the oversight. They tell us they need the oversight. So,
Laura, are you with a company, or are you on your own?
With a company.
Okay, and this is what you're seeing in the field.
Correct, and what my clients are telling me in the field.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that information.
Yeah, I mean, I know that drug court clients had patches put on. They last for 14 days, and they only got them on last week. But now, this week, they were told, just take them off and discard them. And now that's all like freedom, and everyone's going to just go all willy-nilly, especially for the high-risk clients. Everything needs to get back in place ASAP. Structure and treatment.
Laura,
and
your
oversight.
time is up. Your time is up, Laura.
Thank you, honey. Thank you very much.
All right, no problem.
Okay, our last caller is the CWA staff representative, David Hagehammer. Are you there,
Thank
David?
you. Yeah, I am.
Okay, your time starts now.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to speak briefly on an issue with regard to the libraries. I think that there has been relatively good efforts to address the social distancing in the rest of the department, outside of the libraries, which right now there are still librarians being asked to come into the actual physical libraries on a daily basis, which seems like an unnecessary risk, considering the fact that libraries are closed to the public. And there have been two executive orders issued, 107 and 108, the first one saying that libraries are a non-essential business and should therefore be closed. The second one saying that this applies to municipalities and county governments. I understand that there may be a somewhat granular parsing of this language to try to say that, well, we closed it to the public, but we can still bring employees in, which again, I would say is an unnecessary risk. But I don't think that it's a particularly good interpretation, considering if you make the argument that, say, one of the other things that the governor said need to be closed is amusement parks, they're not dragging in their employees to like run rides for no good particular reason. And so from our purposes, and myself as the representative of the staff in those libraries, I think that they should be home. I don't think that it's a necessary risk for them to drag them in there. And as of today, we've also got notice that there is a shortage of gloves. So while they're handling these books on which the virus can live for any number of days, they no longer have the appropriate equipment to do so. They are doing it in numbers larger than 10, which is part of the governor's orders.
1 minute.
So I would like to see it addressed that these employees are not asked to go into this workplace and take that unnecessary risk, especially without any of these gloves, and being told to just wash the gloves that they have instead. So that's the circumstance that I have at the front of my mind right now. There's still some other issues that we're working out. I would like to also see a bit more communication from county administration on this, because it's been relatively one way to this point. But that's about the extent of it. I do appreciate that this is a tough time and that there is a lot of tenseness around it, but that's our issue as it stands, and I thank you for your time.
Well, David, thank you very much. Appreciate the information.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess that's our list. So could I have a motion, please, to close the comment period to the public?
So moved.
Anthony.
Okay, and Anthony, take a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay. Number 22 is just a reminder for everyone to please check the county's website at www.sussex.nj.us for meeting schedules and other information. At this time, we are not going to be having an executive session. So could I please have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second, Hertzberg.
Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all. God bless.